Smile, Coach Garvey, first place in the Ohio Valley Conference after the first 2 weekends of play in OVC, and a great weekend for you last weekend. You go on the road and sweep both matches at Tennessee State and Belmont.
Yeah, that told me a lot about our team, just being able to go on the road and keep our focus up the whole time and not put our guard down, and we played consistent volleyball all weekend long. Tennessee State Friday night in a tough environment got the 3-0 sweep, and then Belmont the next day, Saturday afternoon, did the same thing. We're really starting to make strides defensively, and I think that showed a lot this weekend in our matches. And offensively, we continue to kind of lead the conference and doing some really special things offensively as well.
Well, it's been a terrific start. How does it feel to be in first place right now? I think I said 2 weekends, but 3 weekends done now in league play. Yeah,
it's definitely a good feeling. We have a goal of trying to win the conference, and I told the girls yesterday at practice that we're 5-1, but that wasn't our goal to be leading the conference kind of midway through. Our goal is to be there at the end. So we are happy with where we're at right now, but we know we still got a lot of work ahead of us and some really tough matches coming up. So we're just trying to continue to focus on one day at a time and keep getting better at the things that we got to improve on. We know that it's going to be tough down the stretch with our schedule, so trying to get ready for that.
Well, as you mentioned a moment ago, you've been outstanding on the offensive end, and those numbers just great what you've done so far. And defensively, you've come a long way since the season opened, haven't you?
Yeah, I think we've really spent a ton of time the past 2-3 weeks of practice working on defense, and it's really improved lately. I think that from the scouting report, I think the girls are starting to process this information that we're giving them at scouting and kind of taking away what we want to take away defensively from the other team. And I think that's been tremendous the past week or two, where we're kind of getting dialed into that scouting report and kind of executing it.
All right, road trip this week, a long trip, SIUE on Friday, and then go to play EIU on Saturday. And especially Friday night, they're 4-2 and right behind you, and a pretty good opponent, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a really good team. They are kind of like us offensively in that they spread the ball around. They use all their hitters, so it's kind of tough to game plan and scout for. But they have a great serve-receive team, good blocking team, and use a lot of different hitters offensively. So we kind of got a game plan for all 6 of their rotations that they'll be in, and hopefully we can execute that. And our goal is to try to go on the road and get 2 more wins this weekend and hopefully be sitting at 7-1 after this weekend.
All right, you play Saturday at EIU, and I would assume you've already had to go ahead and look at them and do somewhat of a scouting report on them as well, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I think that they've struggled a little bit record-wise, but they have some talent. They got a good coach, so I think that we got to keep our guard up for them. We match up pretty well with them on paper and kind of the stuff we're trying to do scouting-wise. So I think we'll have a great chance to go and get that win if we don't overlook them and we come ready to fight and compete.
Another week's play and another award for Lexie Libs from the OVC this week, and she has been tremendous so far as your setter, hasn't she?
She has. She's done a great job all year long. She's one of the best defensive setters in the country, and then offensively, she's done a really good job of spreading the ball around and kind of being the coach on the court for us. I think that's one of the things that we've gotten a lot better at over the past year since I got here is just on the court, just keeping everybody focused, and she'll call out the rotations and what the other team's getting ready to run and kind of talk to everybody in between plays, and it's nice to have another set of eyes and kind of like a coach on the court out there, and she's done a great job at that.
All right. Good luck this weekend.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Jacksonville State, Friday, road trip in the Ohio Valley Conference. They're at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville Friday night, then Eastern Illinois on Saturday. Jacksonville State Volleyball gets ready for their second consecutive OVC road trip this weekend. The ladies head to the land of Lincoln, going to Illinois. They'll play at SIUE on Friday night, then come back to play at Eastern Illinois then on Saturday afternoon. Lexie Libs, again this week, the OVC Setter of the Week. We're going to retire the award, name it after you. 5 times this year now you've won it. What has been, you've been great all year. What's been the key for all your success so far this season?
I think this year, it's honestly such a team sport. I know that's cliche to say, but this year our serve receive has really been there. So in order for me to get those assists, I have to have a great pass, and the hitters are doing a great job putting the ball away. I think another key to our success this year has been just the distribution throughout everything. We've had 4 amazing hitters who have put it away, and if they're not doing their job, someone else comes in and does it great. So,
all right. Do you need to know? Do you have to know? Do you know where everybody is on the floor at all times?
Yeah, so people say the setter's like the quarterback of the team. So it's just like football, the way they run routes, the quarterback calls the plays. I do the same thing. I give them signals every play to tell them where they're going, what they're running. So if you look, I'll be giving signals behind my back. So I know where everyone's at, most of the time at least.
All right. Are you already thinking ahead, like the ball's to my left, to my right? Am I going to go this way? Am I going to go behind me? Is all of that flashing through your mind at any given time as well during the midst of everything?
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of become like second nature for me. But one thing that we really worked on this year is we call it reversing the flow. So if the ball's taking me one way, trying to push it the opposite just to get the other team's blockers off.
Do you try to get everybody involved?
I do. I think it's harder to scout that way when everyone's involved, but when it comes down to it, if there's a hitter who's hot, I'm going to feed the hitter who's hot. So
now, tip, I guess is what it is. When my girls play, that's what it was. The setter, it goes as a kill for you, but basically you're just guiding the ball across the net. When do you know for you to attack and not feed somebody else to attack?
Okay.
Can you see out of the corner of your eye the defense and the way they're rotating and the way they're moving?
Yeah, so I call it an eye check. So right before the ball gets there, you just kind of take a glance at the defense. That also comes with scouting. You can always see when teams release early and stuff like that just from film. So that's always a key for me.
Wow, you don't sleep through film session, huh?
I'd like to think not.
All right, you went over 2,000 career assists last weekend in the match at Saturday's match at Belmont, and you've done that in a little over a year, and you're getting close to being in the top 10 all-time at Jacksonville State. Again, the success, is that because of the people, your teammates taking care of it? And having a year in the system with Coach Garvey and being around everybody for a year, has that helped this year too?
Oh, for sure. Like you said, obviously team, the pass, the hits. But just having that team chemistry and having everyone here for a whole nother year has really helped me with connecting with all my hitters and just knowing like what their tendencies are.
Do you like playing on the road?
No, definitely not. Home court advantage is such a thing, whether it's the crowd and especially for me, it's like depth perception when I'm actually setting. So I'm just used to our gym.
I don't know, in basketball, going to arenas, the point guards are usually trying to find where the shot clock is located. When you walk into a place to play, are you looking at certain things to try to get a head start and a quick scouting report on what you're going to see on when the match starts?
Yeah, kind of. I wouldn't say like where the clocks are and stuff because I don't like to look at the score when I play. It's kind of a weird thing I do. But one of the like weird things that I learned when I was younger is to test how tight the net is. So if the passes come in the net, you can tell if the ball's going to bounce off or like catch the net. Yeah.
You played basketball in high school. Has that helped you in volleyball throughout your career, having played another sport?
Yeah, it helped me in other aspects, not as much volleyball, but time management, just stuff like that.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Jacksonville State on the road, OVC play. They go in tied for first with Morehead State. Gamecocks at SIUE Friday and then at EIU on Saturday.